We've currently got a special offer live now on poodlecfb.com for the launch of College Football 26. Use code KICKOFF, all caps, for $50 off the annual plan, or code KICKOFF 2025 for $5 off the monthly plan. You'll unlock exclusive spreadsheets, in-depth info, and our members-only Discord. Join hundreds of members in the fastest-growing CFB 26 community out there. Don't miss out and sign up now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Poodle back with another CFB 26 video, and in today's video, I'm going to show you a super easy method to XP farm your coach. Guys, we're running a special deal right now. If you use code FLASH, capital F, you'll get $65 off the annual plan. If you use code FLASH 2025, capital F, you get $7 off the monthly plan. This is the best deal so far of CFB 26. It's a grandfathered in deal, so if you lock this in, you get to keep this deal for the remainder of the lifetime of your membership. Check it out, guys. We just launched Player Calculator V1, which allows you to input your archetype, your skill points, and the level of your player, and it shows you exactly how long it'll take them to grow and how many skill points they need. It'll show you the fastest versus slowest growing archetypes. We launched our master spreadsheet, which has thousands of lines of data over multiple tabs. We have a lot of other tools over there that you guys want to check out. Want to be a part of the best discussions in the best community in CFB right now? Make sure to check it out, guys. The game got patched multiple times this week based off of testing and data that we have over there in poodlecfb.com. So come be a part of it. Sign up now. Use code FLASH or code FLASH 2025. Now, guys, as you know, you can get up to level 100 this year, and that is a big change from last year. And the biggest challenge that everyone's coming to me with is basically like level 100 is impossible. I've been simming seasons, we're never gonna get there, and all this other stuff. That's not true. I know it looks bad, but you have to understand when you're simming as a dynasty, when you're just simming randomly, you don't actually gain as much XP as you would hope for or think you should. So I'm gonna create a custom coach here to kind of show you how this works. So before we get into it though, I want you to understand something, that when you go through coaches and you go through sims and you go through tests on this stuff, the game doesn't really give you much unless you actually play it. So a lot of the coaching stuff you get is like breaking records, passing yards, rushing yards, interceptions, scores. That's a lot of what gives you coaching points, is actually playing the game. You're not getting stats like that in a sim. So a lot of it's playing. So that's the first thing. Second, your XP setting matters too. I'm going to focus on normal and up for this mostly. And also there's other things like active perks on your coach, which plays a big role. So if you're not focusing on those things, you're gonna be at the 13 to 20 season mark to do this. So that's a lot of the reasons why. But first and foremost, the biggest downfall of custom coaches this year is level 100. But it's also the biggest asset. If you get to level 100, you're gonna have the craziest coach in the game and you're gonna beat everyone else. But getting from level 0 to 100 takes absolutely forever. In the eyes of Dynasty, like 8-10 seasons, you may never get that far. So a lot of people are taking current coaches and they give them a huge advantage. But that's why I'm going to show you guys today exactly what you need to do to counter that. So first and foremost, when trying to do the XP farm method, you want to be starting as a recruiter. Must start as a recruiter. I'm going to show you guys why. So what I'm doing as a recruiter is, forget all this other stuff. I'm pipeline, all that stuff matters, the way you dress, all that matters. But for this video, it does not. So all you got to do is come in right now, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what you need to be doing to farm XP. We're going to be going through a few things on the coaching side. First and foremost, in your first 2 seasons especially, you really want to be focusing on these things. So you want to get out of the, once you get to like level 20 or 30, and I always say this, a level 30 custom coach is actually sometimes better than level 62 Lincoln Riley, because level 62 Lincoln Riley bought 85% useless packages and only like 15% good stuff. So really, my eyes is a level 15 coach, when a level 40 coach gets all 40 upgrades of what I want. So if you can just get to level 30, 40 relatively quickly, you'll be in line with most of the current coaches outside of CEO and a few things that take longer to unlock. So first, focus in this area, the coaching area. Coach abilities start here. If you look on the left-hand side, you see where it says active perk? That is where you get for being a recruiter first coach. You get 100 bonus XP for signing a recruit. And every single one of these has a different active perk. As you see, this is 3,000 XP when a player is drafted. This is 7 bonus XP whenever a player levels up. This is 400 bonus XP when a player maxes a skill group. This is 450 bonus XP for each win, and 1,500 bonus XP for each prospect visiting for a win. The worst one in the game is 75 bonus XP when a school grade or prestige increases. That's once a year, and it's not, I don't know, just not, I don't think it's that good personally. I mean, yeah, every year they change a little bit, so you can drop them, come back up, drop them, come back up. I don't really like that one. And then CEO, which is 12,500 bonus XP for playoff wins. This one's huge, but you got to be CEO, and if you're that far, you probably either have a current coach or you already have a lot of points. So what you want to be doing here for the first year of the method is start as a recruiter. Don't buy anything. Don't buy a single package. So remember, everything else you want, whether it's architect or strategist or talent developer, you can unlock these for the first season, and you likely want to unlock them for 2 seasons. Maybe this one. 2 players drafted you may get depending on your program. Strategies take some time, but you don't need them right away. First and foremost, you want to get your recruiter and your motivator taken care of. So spend 0 points. So the way the active perk works is what you have more bought into, whether it be 1 package, 2, 3 packages. So if you had like 4 packages in recruiter bought, you would need 5 packages in motivator to make that your active perk. So you want to do is you want to be continuously cycling through active perks to utilize exactly what you need. So before we sim forward, you also want to be taking a look at this, which is coach XP goals. Make sure you're hitting all these things. First, draft goals. This is why I always say it's so important to focus on your players. So let's say you have an 89 overall quarterback coach who's a 89 overall quarterback senior who's 89 overall, about to be drafted. And let's say he needs like 2 overalls to be drafted, but you just brought in an elite freshman at 81 overall. Most people are starting that elite freshman. I'm redshirting him and playing the 89 overall quarterback and getting him to a 91 overall using my packages, my talent developer, and getting him drafted to get bonuses like this. Game goals. Another big thing. You may say like, oh, I'm up by like 25 points. I'm going to show some sportsmanship in my online league. I'm going to just run the ball out. You want to keep playing. I keep playing. I go to 70, 80 points, 5 pick sixes, blitzing them when they're giving up. Because when they start to give up, you get so much stats from that. In this last game I just played in our CFB.com league, shout out to Grind Season who I just played. But in the second half, obviously I had a big lead and he kind of just gave up, started just chucking things. I'm taking advantage. I'm making hard cuts. I'm getting pick sixes. I'm throwing streaks. I ran it up like 40 points in the last 2 quarters. I know it sounds scumbagish, but what that got me was a ton of XP for first downs, a ton of XP for interceptions. That's 50 points per. Think about that. If you have 7, 8 interceptions, that's a huge game. I broke the passing touchdown record with Garrett for another 25 per. Rushing TDs, like all this stuff. All this stuff matters. Play your bowl games. You need all this XP. Beat a top 5 team. Beat a top 10 team. Get your upsets. Really, really important. So now recruiting goals. Again, I'm not going to go through all this, but all this stuff matters. Making sure you're always in top 25. Getting those top 5 classes. Signing extra 4 stars at the end using the rug pull method and going over players with no offers. All this stuff matters, especially early on. And of course, all of this. All of this matters. So make sure you're getting your stats. Look at all this. If you get all your stats, you're getting a huge XP bonus. But once you have that settled and you understand what you can capitalize on there, now comes the real true method here. And that's going to be when you sign players. So obviously, I'm not going to sit here and do a full season of recruiting for you guys and show you everything because it's going to take forever. What we want to be doing is get your class. Make sure that first season you're recruiting super efficiently. What efficiently means is this, and I'm going to show you guys on my board what I do. And this applies to all schools. I know you're going to say I use LSU, but just hear me out. What I'm doing on this, and especially like with a team like USC, you're going to see like, look at this. I'm first on all these guys. Second on all these guys. This is going to be my entire board. Like my board's going to mainly just be these guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically go, and whether it's 3 stars, 4 stars, whatever it is, 5 stars, I'm going to put on all my first interest guys and all my second interest guys and maybe some thirds. I'm going to send them all scholarships. I'm then going to accrue about 20 to 25 4 stars and 5 stars, or whether it's a small program like 2, 3 stars, 4 stars, because I want to bring in the biggest possible good class in year 1 and 2. Because first, that gets me elite recruiter quicker. And while people are fighting over that one elite 5 star or that one crazy fast 4 star, and they're only bringing in like 12, 15 recruits, you're going to bring in 25. And like good ones, 4 stars, 3 stars. And that's what I'm going to do. So those first 2 seasons, I XP gain with Coach XP goals. But the biggest thing here is going to be this. And that's going to be what I told you about before, which is utilizing your active coach perk of recruiter. 100 bonus XP for signing a recruit. So if you bring in 25 guys, you get 2,500. And then you bring another 6 in the transfer portal, 7, you get 3,200 or 3,100, depending on how many you bring in. That's the first bonus. So we're going to sim through and show you guys how you set this up, because you can do this year over year for a little bit with your coach build. And it's going to be strategically switching active perks. So watch this. We're going to go to the end of the season, right to National Signing Day. You have to keep recruiter as your active perk until National Signing Day. That is exactly what you want to do. Now, the next part comes right after that. So don't do anything yet with your coach build on the first year. Spend nothing until National Signing Day if you're trying to farm XP as quick as possible. So now we're at National Signing Day. So what you notice is we're now level 16. And again, this is not even playing the game. Had I played the full season, I'm probably level 20. So the big change, the big upgrade we got here was actually our active perk. So a big mistake people make in that first season is not keeping recruiter on long enough for that. So what a person will do is they'll start here and then they'll start opening up this or tactician. You don't want to do that. You need recruiter as your active perk for National Signing Day. If you started with a motivator in your mid-season, you can still do this. If you only bought like 4 packages of motivator, just stop there, go buy 5 in recruiter, get it back. And now here's where the flipping starts to come. And this is the ideal way to build your team. Now there's some caveats here that I do want to add, such as tactician, but I don't like having tactician. So it really depends on a few things. So let's start with this. The ideal build for me is going to be starting with active perk recruiter. And then as of National Signing Day, once you unlock that, And once you get that bonus, the first thing you want to do is now go to this, unlock motivator, and buy one thing in it. Your active perk should now be motivator. So now when you advance to the training results page and you get all that XP, make sure auto upgrading's on. And for me, I want to make sure auto upgrading's on so that it just happens, but you can manually upgrade. It works the same way. You get 7 bonus XP for each player that levels up. Your entire roster of 85 players is going to get XP right now. So this is huge. But the crazy thing is this, usually people only do it in one season. You get one of these boosts and then you start building up your coach. But the beauty is if you don't upgrade all this stuff right now, you can pull it through another season by not spending much in it. You can, especially with a smaller school who doesn't care so much about the actual off-season upgrades on your player. Once you do this, you can then come back to recruiter right away. And I'll show you that in a second. But now let's say you did want to have tier 3 because like you wanted it. You could in theory buy tier 3 on a few of them, but you have to just know that if part of my ideal coach build is only buying the first package of these 7 right here, I can't buy more than 7 packages in motivator and get that recruiting perk back. So at least for season 1, you may want to sacrifice on that one. And then from this point on, you can now go and sim to the next one. So I'm just going to turn off my auto progression, or turn on my auto progression so you guys can see auto progress players on, so you guys can see what this actually will end up looking like. So let's advance through the training results week. So we advanced the training results. We ended up getting about 3,000 extra XP just from that week. While I know it's not huge, it does stack on top of the recruiting one. So in theory, if you think about it, what you want to really have off during the season is not to spend your points if you're in a manual league and just hold them for the end of the year. But that's an extra 3K you wouldn't have got if you didn't turn it on. Now, this is where you can kind of get like really, really crazy with it. But from this point on, and you could have done the season 1, if you want to incorporate tactician into it, let's say you're going to get strategist and you know you need tactician, you could still do that. But for the quickest build here, what in theory you could do is this from here. Now there's 2 routes. You can either now go back and flop to recruiter, and that's very simple. Just buy another package in recruiter and you'll get it right back very simply. But you in theory could do this on rotation from the beginning of the season. I don't want to show that one initially because in theory you may not want tactician. But what you do is if you have tactician activated, because you need 50 for that, you can now spend these 2 right here. And now tactician's your first one, 450 bonus for each win. You can now play through your 15 games, your playoffs and whatnot, all you want, get 450, 450, 450. If you win at least 10 games, that's 4,500. Then at the end of the season, right before National Signing Day, at least a week before, come in and start buying your ideal coach build setup. And let's do this. Now, recruiter's back as your active perk. Now go to National Signing Day, get your huge boost for all those recruits, then come back to motivator and keep going because you want tier 3, right? Let's go through. Here we go. That should be enough right there. Now bring this back into the fold, at which point tactician's dead because you can't go back into there because you only want to spend 50 for strategist. And right now as it stands, we're at 46. So you can only buy one more thing. So tactician's dead as an option, but you can still then the following season come back and do this again and get recruiter back in as your active perk. Now, for me personally, if you don't have talent developer, if you don't speedrun talent developer, program builder, or CEO, like you don't get those unlocked right away, especially as a small school, getting a first round player is hard. If you don't get that, in the meantime, just keep rotating these 3. You keep rotating these 3, that'll be your quickest speedrun build to get your player. And again, we're on normal XP right now. We're not on fastest. We're on normal level 16 through 1 season. If we do this again and we utilize tactician too, it gets even faster. The problem with tactician for me is my ideal coach build doesn't utilize strategist for my big school. Neither does it utilize architect. So I don't need tactician. So for me, I'd rather just save those points and just keep rotating recruiter, motivator back and forth. Now there are some other things you can add to this. Let's say you unlock talent developer, you get 3,000 bonus points when an XP when a player is drafted. So let's say you get talent developer early on in the cycle. Remember, it's variable. Use your own best logic on how to utilize this for your situation. You unlock talent developer early, and let's say you want to get that going. You can technically, in theory, go to National Signing Day, then do motivator, and then also try to incorporate talent developer in right before the draft results day. So you can get, let's say you're having like, let's say you have 7 players being drafted, which with a great team like LSU or a big school, you're going to see that. 7 players, maybe not first round, but it's 3K per. You can get 21,000 if 7 players get drafted. You can get 6K for 2 players drafted. So you can technically get the big bonus from recruiter, then the big bonus for draft, and the big bonus for getting a player to be leveled up. And these are 3 bonuses you won't even get if you weren't focused and you just took and you just upgraded tactician right off rip, or you accidentally had strategist as your main one for now. These are just bonuses that you're not doing, like 1,500 for a player visiting for a win. Like that's one of those things where like you may not realize you have that and you're just wasting all that. That's, let's say 7 players drafted, 21K. That's probably another like 5K or so, 2,500 give or take. And this was about 3K. That's about 25,000 to 27,000 worth of XP you'd miss every season if you don't know to rotate that, which is multiple levels. So I highly recommend you take advantage of that. Program Prestige, you could always turn that on right before the end of the season when they upgrade your stuff if you wanted it and just kind of activate it. And CEO, if you somehow speedrun that early, this one's great because 12,500 bonus XP for a playoff win. You go to the Natty, you win the Natty 1 year. With this on, you're getting like 50k XP. You speed run to the end super quickly. But make sure you're basically just utilizing all of your active perks at any given moment. And in the season, make sure you're running up the score. Make sure you're hitting those goals of like, oh, I need 100 yards. I need 150 passing yards. Make sure you're doing all those things. I'm telling you, I broke a record with Garrett in a game passing, and I came out and leveled up like 3 times. Like, that's how much XP you get from stuff like that. So if you're doing all that, this isn't as hard as a grind as you think. The problem is people just blindly just attack this game without thinking first about how they're going to build their coach. And this makes custom coaches a lot more advantageous already, which they already were, than current coaches because you can catch up quickly. Now, you can utilize this with a current coach too. If you have a level 62 overall, if you have, let's say, Kirby Smart, and he has the CEO activated, win your playoff games and just keep it that way. Maybe don't upgrade other things. Don't unlock something else. So with current coaches, if they currently have their active perks, that's something that's helpful for you, like CEO or program builder or talent developer. You could leave it that way and try to rotate with that one. You could rotate, but the problem is they gain XP slower because they're such a high overall, or they level up slower. So it's going to be hard for you to accrue enough XP like you do now to keep bouncing. Right now it works because you're such a low overall. But guys, that's basically for the video. I hope you guys understood the premise of taking advantage of XP farming active perks. You do this, guys, it's so quickly you'll be at level 30, 40 with your custom coach, and then the fun starts, because now at level 40 as a custom coach, like I said, you basically caught up to what those current coaches are in terms of all their wasted packages. And now that second group of 40, from like 40 to 80, you're going to be just elite, just dominating, having the perfect packages for everything. So make sure you're doing that. If you already started your dynasty, it's not too late to get into this. You probably haven't advanced that far. Just reset your active perks. And again, if you have any questions, comment them down below. Let me know what you need help on. DM me on Twitter if you're a poodlecfb.com member. Hit me over there. We have this whole method laid out in like a sheet of how you, like, we explain it with a photo, shows you everything you could do and kind of the XP testing with it. If you haven't already though, check it out. Use code KICKOFF, all caps, for $50 off the annual plan. Use code KICKOFF 2025, all caps, for $5 off the monthly plan. Best place on the internet to be a part of any CFB community. Smartest people, great data testing team, always testing new methods and our current methods to ensure they still work. Thousands of lines of spreadsheets. Check it out. Your code is recurring, so you're locked in for the lifetime of your deal. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.